Oh, I'll fly away. Oh, glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by. Whoa, I fly away. Now, it might not sound good to you, but I always wanted to sing, and I always told to sit down and shut the fuck up. So let me give you another reason why I know the man I called dad for 54 years wasn't my dad, wasn't my father. I never had a father, but I always was a son. You understand what I'm saying? Because I knew the divine one up above, and my mother never lied to me. She told me, you'll see how that nigga is. So with that being said, back to the topic at hand. I know why he didn't like me. I mean, sometimes you people be wanting to think about their family in a certain way. But I lived with the devil quite a few times. You can't dress like Superfly and I'm looking like a bum. Your children are a representation of you. So if you fly and your kid's bummy, things are out of order. Your kid's supposed to be fly and you supposed to be bummy. So my mom just kept it real. My dad just lamed up. My mom was like, yo, I work for this shit. Start fucking working your own shit. I'm gonna give you what you need, not what you want. So like I said, I got my name from a woman, I got my game from a woman. I ain't get it from a lame, because that nigga was lame. This how lame he is. And this how I know I'm not related to them niggas. Now, being as though I always wanted to sing, I probably would have been deemed as, I know I was retarded. So anybody who was offended by the word retarded, my mom said embrace that shit. Because you see the world different. You left-handed, so you see the world from a different perspective because your brain is wired. Now, this is the being fish sandwich lady telling me this. That thought over there, my mom's. Thing about it is, the school was trying to make me learn how to write right-handed. And my mom say, nah. Whatever God gave him, that's what it is. He's left-handed. He's going to learn how to write left-handed. So she would always tell me, Rob, you're going to have to focus because everything they going to show you one way, you're going to have to learn how to do it the other way. So my brain always had duality. I was ambidextrous with my shit. So when she told my dad or told Robert L, because I ain't calling him my dad, his name is Robert L. That's what I started calling him because he never been my dad. He never was my father, but I always was a son. I call him the divine one. I don't know what you call him, but that's what I call him. And I always knew my mom was the truth. When she told that nigga, the white folks was trying to make me learn how to write right-handed because what they said, something was wrong with me because I got a learning disability. Well, I can read, I can write. I just was doing it with my left hand. So if I could do it with my left hand, how do I have a learning disability? I'm just doing it different than everybody else. And I can write a little bit with my right hand. I do mostly things with my right hand because when I would pick stuff up, I would automatically do it with my right hand. But I didn't know I was dope back then. You know how many left-handed dudes on the basketball court? They dangerous. Because you can't do nothing with them. Because your brain is programmed to go right. But if they going left and they killing you, you're like, damn, he got a left hand. I should have been working on what I deemed it as a weakness, but it was actually my strength because it would have gave me another tool in the toolbox. So that punk motherfucker going to say, oh, well, you just need to do what the white people say. My mom said, don't never do what a white person say if it don't sit right with you, son. My mom told me that. Not the nigga who was supposed to, say that. My mom said it. My mom is one of them chicks from off of Black Panther, them Jones that guard the king, and she one of them. She one of them. She a warrior, man. Cause my mom don't bite her tongue and she say what the fuck it is. So the beer and fish sandwich, the beer and fish sandwich lady is dope as shit. Now, being as though we had to go to church every day with these people who was mean as fuck, his mother, Robert L's mother, used to stick me with a pin in my leg. Because I used to be clapping and singing the songs, and she would stick me with a pin. Sit down. You're embarrassing me. But I thought, based on Psalms 150, that everything will bow down and worship the Lord. I'm not going to get all biblically on it because I believe some of it and some of it I don't. I believe in God, which I call him the divine one, more so than anything, because that's who's kept me. I don't know who kept you, but I'm telling you the good news from me to you, that I come from the slums. I come from the beer and fish sandwich lady. And even when I was with the beer and fish sandwich lady, she always dropped a jewel. She said, this for you, ain't for me. So just like she told me, I knew the truth for 40 years and lived a lie. That's all on me. Once God deposits the truth in you, you got to believe that. So I constantly, daily, I'm a humble myself. I'm going to ask for forgiveness for denying my Father who in heaven. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So, back to the story at hand, because I'm always going to stop and give them praise. I'm getting people out of jail. See, because I don't think court should just be for lawyers. Just because I ain't go to school, if I know how to read the law, I shouldn't have to have a degree to defend somebody that look like me. You understand? So those people, Robert L. people, was black, ugly, and mean. All of them. Ugly motherfuckers. Look at me. His brother Timmy, like a fucking Martian. A fucking Martian. Welcome to my planet. I am Myron the Martian. That's who that motherfucker look like. And he's a pedophile. Alright? I ain't biting my tongue no more. Cause I told him now that I know who my father, what can anybody do to me that I haven't always done to myself? Wu-Tang got a skit on their album where they said, when Method Man said, I'm gonna sew your asshole, and I'll keep feeding you beans until you fucking explode. I know where they got that shit from. You know where they got that shit from? When every black little boy first heard about Emmett Till. And we heard the atrocities of how they killed him and how his mother was bold enough to leave his casket open. Boys have vivid imaginations. So I'm going to tell you how I think they was going to get me. First of all, they motherfucking know your vices, they going to get you. That's why I'm glad I don't drink no more. I'm glad I'm not an alcoholic. I don't say alcoholic. My old head used to call it alcoholic. My man Harold Williamson. My man was the man. He knew how to spit the Quran and the Bible. He said, "Yo, you gotta have duality in this world, but you're not an alcoholic no more. You're a wino." I said, "I'm a wino." He said, "Yeah, man, just sip slow, take your time, let it marinate and run around your mind." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, man, it's to help clear up all that bullshit you got inside you. It's just that when you overindulge in it, that's when you allow your habit, you put your habit before your hustle." And you would tell me how he used to do heroin and breaking cars, how he was in the penitentiary, and he always would tell me, if you're a man going in, you should be a man coming out. If you get into that punk shit, that means you always wanted to do it out on the street, but now you're in a place that you could run them up because there's niggas that want to fuck and there's niggas that want to suck and he used to drop jewels and I used to be like, damn. He said, I ain't become a Muslim because I was afraid for my life. They used to call him Petey. He from Newark, New Jersey. They used to call him Petey. And he said, Petey could box, Petey could rap, Petey could sing, Petey could... That nigga was he was like Sammy. He was my version of Sam. The closest thing I ever got to meeting Sammy Davis Jr. was Harold Williamson. Man, he lived in Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, and he was dope. He was from Newark, New Jersey, and I used to tell him, my people from Jersey City, man. He said, oh, well, you good peoples then. But that was my mom's side. My mom's side is the realest, man. All them fucking could sing. All them look good. All my aunts was fine. I come from that side. I don't come from that Robert L side. They some ugly, corny, non-dancing, non-swimming, conforming motherfuckers. I come from a bunch of rebels. My motherfucking spiritual mom told me, you a radical. When it's time for you to pick up your mantle and speak, make sure you clear about what you're saying. Don't never compromise who you are. So back to the skit from Wu-Tang where as though Method Man was like, I'm gonna sew your eyelids shut and keep Finity no-dos. I'm gonna sew your eyelids open and keep feeding you no-dos. It was like 100 things, like there was about 10 things that they said that they was do, but I know where it came from. It came from when we saw the grotesque face of Emmett Till, and we were saying, well, if they could do that to him, what would they do to me? So being as though I like to drink, which I stopped, I love the women, and I stopped being a whore, because I was around a bunch of whorish motherfuckers that said that to get over one, to get over one, you get under another one. No. Reconcile your pain within yourself before you go on to somebody else. Based on everything that happened to me at the hand of a woman, outside of my mom, I shouldn't deal with women at all. But any woman that ever been in my presence, any woman that I'm honored enough to have been invited to their space, because a man should never take nothing from a woman. She should you got to ask her for it, or she should be willing to give it to you. And if she's willing to give it to you, you should not take advantage of her. If you ain't feeling the way she wants you to feel it, you need to leave her the fuck alone. And vice versa. You know what I mean? To all the women who didn't love me, they only like what I did, I forgive you, man. Because my mom, the beer and fish sandwich lady, told me way back then, yo, listen here, nigga. Hell hath a woman scorn. That's biblical. She said, I'm all kinds of fucked up. All the stuff I done seen and been through in my life. Just imagine if I was vengeful. She just would say, fuck a motherfucker. Fuck that nigga. I ain't gonna talk bad about him for what? You gonna see for yourself. All that nigga did was bust a nut. My mom said that shit. My mom had bars. She had jewels for days, and she was the beer fish sandwich lady that thought over there. So on this video, I'm explaining the beer and fish sandwich lady. I came back here at the behest of Robert L's daughter. Come help me with mommy and daddy. Woo-da, woo-da, woo, woo-da, woo-da, woo, woo-da, woo-da, woo. So I came back to Philadelphia. I was running from a situation in which I was a victim of domestic abuse. Yeah, this nigga right here. Nigga ain't never hit a woman. I ain't gonna say that, because I've lost my cool a couple of times, but usually every action, there is a reaction. So if I was raised by the beer and fish sandwich lady that said, don't let nobody put your motherfucking hands on you, Man, woman, or child, I don't give a fuck. Nobody got the right to put their hands on you. Now, with a woman, son, she gonna get all emotional, be all up in your face talking shit, because you see me do it, right? What you need to do is just walk away. You'll hurt her more if you did that instead of stay. I was like, oh, damn, my mom dope. But anytime, you know how many fly-ass shirts I got ripped and, you know, I'm going out. I'm about to go out and hang out at the bar. What's up? You want to go? No, I ain't going, but why you always got to go to the bar? Instead of saying that goofy shit, you should say, stay home with me. See, women don't know how to use their words. So it seems like there's a lot of attack on some of these platforms against women. That's because a nigga ain't never made peace with himself. It ain't the woman's fault. Because I'm quite sure if you got your name from a woman and you got your game from a woman told you. She gave you instructions. Being Fish Sandwich Lady gave me instructions, man. Everybody got a motherfucking price. Everybody. You just got to remember, is your soul for sale? Because you got to have a conscience. God, in his infinite wisdom, placed it in us. So when he placed his infinite wisdom in us, it's up to us to use that wisdom to guide us through each other. It's basically, do we really need the Bible? To treat your fellow man with dignity and respect. Just because I don't like the way you look, the way you sound, your sexual preferences, your religion, all that, right? Strip all that. Strip all that. Because ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We all going back to dust one day. And we was born by ourselves. We going to die by ourselves. Hopefully you outlive your mother. Because mine was going for a minute and a half, man. She was going for a minute, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Because like I said, what can anybody do to me that I haven't already done to myself? I hurt myself more than anybody in the world could. And I had the instructions from the Being Fish Sandwich Lady. Now, the reason why I say that is because, you know, back to the story, because I'm dope like that. You know, I can go off subject and get right back, right there, boom. So I came up here to help my mother and my father. I ain't really want to do it. But I said, you know, I ain't had no way to go. So I went over to my sister's house. At least I thought she was my sister, but nah. Because she would say all kinds of cheap, corny shit because she cheap and corny. One thing I don't like about her and Robert L. and his daughter, is that they always conformed. They fucking living slaves. Like, if you know what a slave is, if I could be a slave, right, I'm saying, y'all, I'm a fucking run. They be the niggas saying, no, we can't run. We got to stay here. White man gives us a job. Knowing what I know and knowing that I have always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I've always been a hustler, man. Anybody know me, anybody that ever worked with me, know I outwork motherfuckers. Because I like money. And my mom said, kind of man are you if you can't do nothing for nobody other than yourself. So I take care of plenty of people in my time. They don't got to acknowledge it, whatever. I did it from the heart. I never did anything for somebody to give me something back. Would I like something back? Yeah. Why not? But when you open your hand and give it out, you can't expect it back. And if you're not willing to depart with whatever person asks you for, just say no. Don't sit with regret. Just say no. Let them be mad. I'd rather than be mad now because I know for foreshadowing the way you treat me, you're going to end up fucking me anyway. That's what's going to end up happening. You end up fucking me anyway. So, back to the story. So I'm up here with this nigga every day. You know, they so fucking corny that I don't even like none of this shit, but I gotta get this shit out. I gotta tell somebody to save their life. That don't waste your time with motherfuckers who supposed to love you, but they hate you because they ain't you. Let me say it one more time. Don't waste your motherfucking time with people who supposed to love you, but they hate you because they ain't you. So I be in the house with them. You know, I stopped working October 2020. I ain't bragging because I'd rather work, but my body fucked up. My hands hurt, my back hurt, my knee bone, my fucking, I just be feeling crappy sometimes. But you know, to God be the glory because I'm still here to tell a story. You see, a bar was up in there. I ain't even trying. But that was always my gift. I didn't believe it. But now that I know the truth, I knew the truth 40 years ago, but believed a lie. So I used to lay in the house. I'd be sitting on the couch and a motherfucking dog. They had a dog named Muffin. They have a dog named Muffin. Now, backstory on Muffin. A girl that said she was pregnant by me owed me some money because the baby wasn't mine. Robert, in the case of such and such, you are not that baby daddy. I ain't do all that. I fucking knew it because I know how to do math. I can't fuck you 2 weeks ago and then you come and tell me you 2 months pregnant. The fucking math don't add up. If I fucked you 2 weeks ago and you come and tell me 2 weeks, 2 weeks later that you're 2 months pregnant, how is it my baby? Help me. I can't even recall. It might have been a month. She might have been a month pregnant. So let's say, for instance, I fucked her 2 weeks ago and she come, 2 weeks ago, and after 2 weeks she come and tell me, well, I'm a month pregnant. Well, I only fucked you 2 weeks ago. Whoever you fucked 4 weeks ago is the baby daddy, not me. So she ramming on me. So I calmly said to her, I said, yo, you know I don't do all that shit. Chill. I'm gonna give you $1.60 a week. I already had a daughter, my daughter Rihanna. I was giving her mom $1.60. I gave her a car, wash and dry. I put a wash and dry in the projects, Bartram Village. This nigga right here, that ain't shit nigga. I'll be that nigga, me. So long story short, she had these dogs and it was expensive and shit. So she's like, I got a dog. She owed me money. She's like, I got a dog, yada yada. You want it? And I was like, damn, I'm on the road. I should have just took Muffin and put it in the truck with me. But I didn't. Right? I told my son mother, the woman who named my son after me, even though I told her don't because I didn't like my name and I don't think that nigga my dad, that chick, I was like, yo, Robbie wanted a dog. I got one. What's up? Can I bring him to you? Well, I live with my mom and my stepdad. And I don't think they want a dog here, yada, yada. That's all right, cool, no problem. I hang up the phone, click. Call my sister. I call Robert L's daughter because she ain't my fucking sister. Robert L's daughter and said to her, hey, I got this dog. You want it? She's like, I don't know, but I'm kind of lonely because my man been violated back on parole. Yeah. Nigga got violated for nose candy. They can get mad. I don't give a fuck. Because now I know the truth. I wasted my time with you niggas. Y'all should be honored for me to be in y'all presence. Because I always honored to be in y'all presence. But because I wasn't y'all, all y'all took was my presence. Y'all get that? That's a triple entendre. I ain't even fucking trying. I always had the gift. I ain't believe it because I was looking for the lane to validate me. Don't waste your time with a nigga that don't never tell you he love you. So anyway, Muffin, fast forward, modern day times, 2020, 21, 20. I came back to Philly 2021. No, 2020, 2021, 21, 22, whatever. I came back, help him out. And I said, well, I'll take him to the appointments and take him shopping, whatever. I ain't really with all that other shit. You know what I mean? You do that shit. That's what I told her. So I would be laying on the couch and the dog would run downstairs, Muffin, run downstairs and come and jump on my lap. This motherfucker over in the corner, oh, look at you, traitor. Oh, he don't love you, Muffin. He don't care nothing about you, Muffin. Oh, you're a traitor, Muffin. You're a traitor, Muffin. I was like, what the fuck is your problem? He said, well, Muffin's a traitor. I said, no. Muffin was the first, my face was the first face Muffin saw. Because I picked the dog up from Tanika and brought the dog to fucking that lame's daughter house, who she needed a friend because her nigga got violated for parole because he don't got no discipline. So lo and behold, he would say that, and I was like, well, the reason why she loves me so is because I was the first face she saw, and I rode around with her for a few hours. So I was petting her, and I let her go out, tinkle, go to the bathroom, and take a little dump or whatever. Pet her, got a little bowl and some food and shit, and I kept her for a few hours, and I was just petting her because she was so cute. Muffin was a cute little baby. I gave the dog to her. So the dog always come to me. I said, so I show love to somebody. So this is what you call love manifested, because I showed her love from the beginning. You don't know nothing about love because you love things instead of people. Never love things. Never love things more than you love people. You're supposed to love people and use things, not use people and love things. That's a bar right there. I got him all day. Bottom line is that nigga was a hater. But his side of the family was always on that bullshit. And I know I'm long-winded because that's that God in me. For most cats that was out in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, we was hustling, man. And whatever your dream may be, that's why you might see somebody come out hot and then all of a sudden they disappear, because that's not what they really was called to do. Anybody who showed you themselves the first time and then manifested into something else, that's because they finally started living their truth. They started living their truth, and they stopped being whomever their persona in the music industry, acting or whatever. So I always wanted to sing, man. But I always told to sit down and shut up. They thought they hurt me by telling me to sit down and shut up. When you quiet, you can observe everything. So, I don't know. I hope I'm making sense to somebody, because this ain't for everybody. Just like everybody ain't going to heaven, this ain't for everybody. This only for those that resonate with. Those who've cried because you try to love people and they don't love you back. It's nothing worse than the love you get out come back voided. Come back void, meaning that it don't come back. Everybody in this world just wants to be loved. And if we show more love, man, it'll be a beautiful place, man. So, back to the other story, the Wu-Tang shit. They had Skid on there and they had this shit on there. So, me, my retarded ass self, I said, well, damn, I like to drink. I like to drive. I like sex. So I was thinking that they was going to send the baddest woman, like the woman of my dreams and imagination, to me and shit. And, she was all nice, everything. Come on, I was like, come on, let's go have some meat. All right, baby, come on, you having a good time? Yeah. She did all the shit I liked, because the devil tricky. He fucking tricky. And God is doper than the devil, because once you see something, you can say nah, or you can go ahead with it. But if you see it and you run the stop sign, you can't blame nobody but yourself, because God gave you the warning. When you see it, believe it. Don't question yourself. If it don't feel right in your spirit, question that shit. So I figure me and this chick go out. We have a good time. It's like one of the best dates I ever had. I had enough money to do whatever she wanted to do. And We together, we laughing, we joking, it's a good night. And then at the end of the night, she hit me with the movie line they always hear. Would you like to come in for some coffee? I'm like, nah, not this time of night unless you give me coffee to stay up to do some shit. If you just giving me coffee to stay up to get home, I'm cool, because I could just go home now. But if you staying, giving me some coffee to build up my motherfucking stamina and endurance so I can fuck shit out you, sure, I'll come in for some coffee. That's what I would say. If anybody ever hit that line at me, would you come in for some coffee? Well, it depends on what you're giving me coffee for. It's late at night. I don't really need no coffee to stay up. I'm a high wired person. Unless you giving me that coffee because you trying to build up my endurance and my stamina so we can fuck, I pass. So let's play it out. I goes in, she does everything I like. She, sit down, we talk about all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And finally she just said, I want you. I said, okay. We doing this condom or raw? It don't matter, right? I threw my dick on the crap table plenty of times. The beautiful thing about my man upstairs, the divine one, which I call him, I don't know what you call him. I never had a father, but I was always the son. I call him the divine one. You had to find out what you call him for yourself. So we get into it, and it's all good and shit. It's virginal. It's like brand new pussy and old pussy at the same time. So it's like a hybrid pussy. Like, it's good as shit. And you like, damn, some good ass pussy, and it's good. And she, oh my God, oh, y'all doing it. You're like, oh, damn, it's good, girl. Oh, all of a sudden you feel like something wrap around your dick, and it be like razor blades and shit, and my shit get cut off. And I'm like, ah! And they like, well, we got you, motherfucker. So, just like all little boys during a certain years, between the time Emmett Till died till, like 77, 78, little kids have imagination. So I just gave you what I thought, how I don't know who the fuck they is, whatever, any fucking enemy. I ain't gonna broad brush it, because it's good white people, it's good black people, it's good black people, it's bad black people. You can't really pigeonhole any race. But we know, based by what white folks has done, they have done more damage to this country and to this world than any other race on the planet. Now, you have to get into Irish, people from Ireland and Italy. I don't want to do that shit, because everybody ain't bad, man. Sometimes we don't feel good about ourselves, and it makes us do bad things. But if you really had a conscience, you would stop, because everybody got a mother. Would your mom be proud of you if you did that? Now, if your mom was a racist piece of shit, yeah, she'd probably be proud of you when you're doing racist, dumb shit. If your mom was down with you selling your pack out the house and, because she was getting money off of you, you don't know no better, because your mama allowed it. See where I'm going at, man? Mother's Day next week, man. Being fish sandwich lady can't even talk no more. She like Ali and shit. She on this shit right here. She on that shit. I think it's dementia. I don't think it's this shit yet. But she on this shit. Robbie, is that you? When she would look at me like this. Never see her, she look at me. My mom don't even smile at me no more. I think she mad because I ain't make it to the NBA and take care of her. And she, like, the stuff she put in me, I think she disappointed me because I didn't fulfill my dream and I didn't listen to her. So for that, I say, Arlene Martha McCall, you my favorite girl. And it's because of my inability to trust what you deposited in me. I was looking at it from my father. My son told me the same thing. He don't want to hear that shit from his stepdad. He want to hear it from me. I said, well, if you want to hear it from me, call me, nigga. Your daddy always here for you, man. Just like my daddy, which I call him Divine One. He never left me nor forsake me. So right now, I got all kinds of things intertwined through this video. I'm not chopping it up. I think I'm a dope storyteller. Because I do, unlike Will Smith in the 6 degrees of separation, I was close to people, but I never sweat nobody. I ain't really know Will Smith. I think I played ball with him once in the old gym that Wilt Chamberlain used to play in. And in that gym, you could run up the wall and dunk the ball. See, I had hops. So I just would dunk the motherfucker. And damn. And then every time when I wanted to get up and making a statement on some crab ass, bum ass nigga that was guarding me, I would run up the wall and go over the rim, get like all this shit over the rim and just throw the ball down and hang on the rim and talk shit. I think I played with him once, and I think we was in Miss Brown class a couple of times, and I was joking and snapping on and busting on people, and she told me to be quiet, and she let him do some shit, perform or do something. And I was like, corny motherfucker. That's what I said about Will Smith. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give it to you like this. I've seen him maybe once, maybe twice since high school. He still knew my name. So I ain't gonna throw his ass all the way down the flight of steps. I'm gonna kick him down like, you know how you might have 20 steps from the top? I'm gonna kick him down the last 5 because he always been a decent dude, man, because he loved his mother. So when he slapped Chris Rock, I was embarrassed, man. Because that was some lame shit. First of all, she don't love you. She loved Tupac. Let's be clear. Anytime your daughter writes a letter telling you how much, or writing a letter to Tupac saying, I wish you come back, my mommy really miss you, she love you, this, that, and the third, and you motherfucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you getting emasculated by your own motherfucking kids. I kicked her ass out the house and said, go live at Tupac house. I should be your fucking favorite rapper. I'm your daddy. You came out these nuts. But that's just me. You can't praise another man, anybody more than me, than God, if I'm your father. And I gave you life, and I took care of you, and I nurtured you, and I gave you this logical shit along with your mom emotional shit. So right there, he knew that shit. You was the safe choice, man, because she could maneuver you, manipulate you. Tupac wasn't having that shit. Tupac was a manly motherfucker. I don't even know him, but being as though he, like everything he basically said in some of his rap albums, on all his albums and shit, some of that shit resonated with me, some of it did. For him to be militant, black power, black people unite, this, that, and the third, that's the foundation of Tupac. He allowed corny motherfuckers to dictate how he thought, and he just wanted to be accepted. But I would have told him, dog, you don't gotta do all that shit. Fuck you doing all that shit? You Tupac, nigga. You beat every charge, stand before the judge. The dopest shit he said, I understand what he said because I done been in court and the motherfucking white folks until last week, every time I went to court, I felt like a bitch. But last week I went to court and the motherfucking the district attorney, she was a female. I wish I caught her name because she was dope. But, you know what I mean? When I went, I had just learned that my father wasn't my father, and I believed a lie for 40 years and knew the truth. When I went to court, she said to me, she opened up the door. She said, hey, Mr. McCray, my name is such and such, such and such. Today we hear about your arrears, and I'm representing your son's mother. You can say anything you want to say to me that you would say to her. So I said, okay. So I looked over at her. I said, all right, I can talk now? She said, yeah. I said, I can speak now. I wasn't gonna talk, I was gonna give a speech. Cause I've been a speech teller and the orator and the poet and all that all my life. I just would only use it when necessary, and this time was necessary. So I said to her, first of all, good morning. How are you? You still like saying good morning? And she started laughing. I said, yeah, it's cool. I said, but I told you from when you told me you was pregnant. Before you got pregnant, I told you, I'm a circle, you a L7 square. We don't even fit together. Why you still sweating me? I ain't gonna blame her. Cause I was supposed to resist that and be like, nah, she want me and not the baby. So being as though she didn't get the baby, being as though she didn't get me, she kept the baby away from me. So I says to the lady, I said, you know what? I told you for one, it ain't about you. It ain't about me. It's about our son. What you doing is wrong. He innocent. I said, you know, I just found out some very interesting news, man. That the man I called father for 54 years wasn't my father, but I knew it 40 years ago. I just didn't believe it. But when a person show you who they are, believe that shit. So I went through my spiel. I told her how I felt, told her how I feel. She was like, all right. I got loud because I wanted to be heard. So as I was speaking, I got loud. The blue black judge came out the back. I ain't gonna call him Uncle Tom because Uncle Tom wasn't the one. Uncle Tom was trying to get the slaves off the plantation. It's that house nigga that did it. That Steven type motherfucker. Everybody, the black, need to revisit Uncle Tom's cabin and understand it wasn't Uncle Tom. It was that house nigga, that Steven nigga, that was the problem. Because he was comfortable in the position that he was in. So he came from the back. He said, Mr. McCray, you must lower your voice. I can hear you in the back. I said, okay, no problem. I said, but she told me to talk as if I was talking to my son's mother. Her. That white lady over there told me to talk to her well, you're in my courtroom and you need to lower your tone. You can say what you want to. You can lower my tone. I said, okay. Is your name Steven? And he was like, what? You know my name. It's right there, Joe Johnson or Joe Jackson or Joe some shit. 3rd floor, 15th and Arch, Family Court Building, Philadelphia. 3 Court 3G. I don't know his fucking name because he was a lame. So I'm going to embellish here because what I wanted to say, I didn't say to him. But I said, but she don't got a problem with what I'm doing. But for the sake of you, I'm going to lower my tone. So I looked back at the lady. I said, listen here, man. What you hear out my voice is not, I'm not mad. I'm hurt. Because if I told the truth, why nobody never believe me? It's because I'm a black man in America. This judge, only difference between me and you, I probably could do what he do because I'm sitting here representing myself. And he went to school, did all that. I could probably be a better judge than him because I've been drunk before. I've been racial profiled. I've been shaken up, beaten, stirred by cops. So if I was sitting up on the bench, I would ask a person what his background is and what he been through and do he love his mama? And I would just tell a person, if you love your mother, I don't never want to see you back in my courtroom again. If I see you again, I'm going to give you 10 times the time I was going to give you this time. So if I was going to give you 2 years, I'm giving you 2 years to get your shit together. If I see you in handcuffs or on any police blotter and all throughout the country, it's just gonna be a national system. If I see you on that police blotter 2 years, within 2 years, I'm giving you 20, nigga. And it's gonna be hard time. And while I'm in there, I'm gonna ask you what did you want to do when you was a child? And you told your mother, and she told you you could do anything. While they in there, I'ma let them learn that, whatever that skill is. Cause if you there, I'm spending all this money on you. I might as well rehabilitate you for society when you get out. That's what I would do. So in conclusion, there was black people sitting in there, they heard me, and the black guy came. He was real big, so I guess he thought I was scared of him or something. But I done fought 6'7" motherfuckers. I could hold my own, but if a 6'7" motherfucker is mean and nasty, you ain't gonna be able to fuck with him, because a good big man will always beat a good little man. It's facts. He told me, get my shit together. You walked in here, fly, your head up, and all that shit. And I was like, yeah, you right. He said, your girl out there, she already set, she ready to go, and you got to get it together for her. You got to get it together for all these people that saw you walk in here with your head held high and a smile on your face, walk out the same way. And I told him, I looked him in his eye, I said, thank you, man. I needed that. Cause I was crying, man, I was crying. But it's years of pain. I am the face of reparations. Me. I did everything that this country asked me to do. I followed all the laws, followed all the rules. I'm an old man now. I can't run as I used to, so I done lived. I ain't afraid to die. I don't want y'all niggas to kill me, nah. Nah. I don't want to be a martyr. I want to live old and die in my bed old. So don't come fucking with me, man. If you don't respect what I'm saying, it ain't for you. If you respect what I'm saying, it's for you. If it resonates with you, it's for you. If it ain't, it's all. Hey, we got freedom. God gives us freedom to choose. He's a gentleman. He ain't gonna never force himself on you. You gotta open yourself up and receive him. He's available for all of us. So I think I'm gonna call this thing, I got a story to tell and dedicate it to Voletta Wallace, because Lil C's corny as shit. As far as I'm concerned, until he tell who did what to Miss Wallace's son, fuck him. Y'all have a good one. Peace and love.